Hollowbrook Apartments stood tall, its once vibrant halls now echoing with eerie silence. The building had witnessed years of stories, but none were as chilling as the tale of its forsaken laundry room. Nestled in the basement, this room was the epicenter of an unspeakable horror that had plagued the residents for generations. The scent of dampness and decay hung heavy in the air as the door to the laundry room creaked open. Emily, a young journalist, had been drawn to Hollowbrook by rumors of inexplicable occurrences. Armed with a flashlight and an unwavering curiosity, she ventured into the heart of the abandoned building. The laundry room was a scene of disarray. Broken washing machines and toppled detergent bottles lay strewn about. As Emily's flashlight swept across the room, shadows seemed to dance, lending the inanimate objects a sinister life of their own. She had dismissed the warnings as superstition, but a sense of unease settled in her chest. Emily's investigations took her deeper into the building's history. She discovered that decades ago the laundry room had been the site of a gruesome incident. A maintenance worker named Walter had mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind only a trail of blood leading into the basement. Local legend whispered that Walter's spirit still lingered in the laundry room, forever trapped between realms. Residents spoke of strange noises, flickering lights, and chilling drafts that seemed to emanate from the depths of the building. Emily's skepticism waned as the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. One moonless night, Emily decided to spend the night in the abandoned apartment building, determined to unravel the truth behind the laundry room's haunting. Armed with recording equipment, she positioned herself in a decrepit unit adjacent to the basement. As the hours ticked by, the atmosphere grew heavy with anticipation. Emily's heart raced as she listened to the building's symphony of creaks and moans. Just when she was beginning to lose hope, a chilling breeze swept through the room, extinguishing her candle. The darkness closed in, and the building seemed to exhale a deep, mournful sigh. With trembling hands, Emily fumbled for her flashlight and aimed it at the entrance to the basement. What she saw froze her blood. A pair of luminous eyes stared back at her from the shadows. The eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, filled with a mixture of anger and despair. Over the course of several nights, Emily delved deeper into the history of Hollowbrook Apartments. She discovered old newspaper clippings that detailed Walter's disappearance in gruesome detail. He had been last seen entering the laundry room, but his body was never found. His fate remained a haunting mystery, just like his restless spirit. Driven by a mixture of compassion and a thirst for truth, Emily decided to confront Walter's spirit. Armed with knowledge about his disappearance, she entered the laundry room one final time. With a voice filled with empathy, she began to speak, recounting the story of his tragic end. The room seemed to respond to her words. Shadows writhed, and the air grew colder. Emily continued to recount the events, her voice cutting through the darkness like a lifeline. Suddenly, the room erupted in a frenzy of movement. The washing machines rattled, and a spectral figure materialized before her. Walter's ghost was a tortured soul, trapped in a cycle of anger and regret. Emily could feel his pain, his longing for closure. She pleaded with him to let go, to move on from the pain that had kept him bound to the laundry room for so long. As Emily's words reached Walter's tormented spirit, the room began to tremble. A blinding light filled the space, and the air seemed to vibrate with an ethereal energy. Walter's form flickered, and he let out a mournful wail that echoed through the building. With a final, heart-wrenching cry, Walter's spirit dissipated into the light, leaving behind a profound stillness. The laundry room, once a chamber of despair, was now filled with an eerie calmness. Emily's flashlight flickered and died, and she knew that the darkness that had haunted the building for generations had finally been vanquished. As the dawn broke, Emily emerged from Hollowbrook Apartments, her heart heavy with the weight of the story she had uncovered. The building that had once held a sinister secret was now a place of quiet redemption. Emily's article about her experiences shed light on the truth behind Walter's disappearance and the cleansing of the laundry room. Hollowbrook Apartments stood as a reminder of the past, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead had been blurred. But thanks to Emily's determination and compassion, the laundry room's haunting legacy was finally put to rest, allowing the building's residents to live without fear, and Walter's spirit to find the peace it had long yearned for. Evershade Apartments stood in the heart of a forgotten town, its facade marred by time and neglect. A peculiar air of unease surrounded the building, but the true mystery lay beyond its boarded-up windows and crumbling walls, the laundry room located just outside the abandoned complex. While the apartments had been vacant for years, the laundry room still seemed to beckon passers-by with an eerie allure. Local legends spoke of the laundry room as a gateway to another realm, a place where the boundary between the living and the supernatural was fragile. For decades, tales of vanishing clothes, strange sounds, and fleeting glimpses of ghostly figures had circulated through the town. And it was this enigma that drew Samantha, an investigative journalist, to Evershade Apartments. Armed with a determination to uncover the truth, Samantha ventured into the forsaken town. The overcast sky cast a pall over Evershade Apartments, and the laundry room loomed ominously before her. Its weathered door was slightly ajar, as if inviting her to explore its secrets. Samantha's footsteps echoed through the corridor as she entered the room. Broken washing machines stood like silent sentinels, and the flickering light bulb overhead cast eerie shadows on the damp walls. She could feel the weight of the room's history pressing down on her, a palpable tension that made her skin prickle. As Samantha's flashlight swept over the room, a whispering breeze rustled the discarded clothing on the floor. The air seemed charged with energy, and she could almost hear faint voices, as if the walls themselves held the echoes of long-forgotten conversations. Samantha's investigation led her to an elderly resident who had lived near Evershade Apartments since childhood. The woman's eyes held a mixture of fear and resignation as she recounted her encounters with the laundry room. She spoke of times when clothes would vanish without explanation, only to reappear days later, inexplicably folded and pristine. The woman's most chilling tale involved a night when she had glimpsed a shadowy figure standing in the laundry room's doorway. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and its presence exuded an aura of malevolence. The memory had haunted her for years, and she urged Samantha to stay away from the room, warning her that its mysteries were best left untouched. Samantha's curiosity grew stronger despite the warnings. She spent nights outside the abandoned building, hoping to catch a glimpse of the paranormal activity that had plagued the laundry room. On one moonless night, her patience was rewarded. As Samantha watched, a soft glow emanated from within the room. Flickering shadows danced on the walls, and a chilling wind swept through the corridor. A figure materialized, translucent and ethereal, its eyes fixed on Samantha with a mix of sadness and desperation. The air grew thick with tension as the figure reached out a hand, fingers elongating into an unnatural form. Frozen with fear, Samantha could feel an invisible force tugging at her, as if the spirit sought a connection. The encounter left her shaken, her convictions wavering, but the need to uncover the truth kept her going, driving her deeper into the mystery that surrounded the laundry room. Determined to unravel the laundry room's enigma, Samantha delved into the town's archives, scouring records for any mention of the building's past. She discovered that Evershade Apartments had been built on the site of an old graveyard, a fact hidden from the public eye. The laundry room had once been a mausoleum, a place where the deceased were prepared for burial. Armed with this knowledge, Samantha realized that the laundry room was more than just a portal to another realm. It was a liminal space between the worlds of the living and the dead. As she pieced together the puzzle, she found references to a ritual that was said to have taken place within the room, a ritual that blurred the boundaries of life and death. With newfound understanding, Samantha decided to confront the supernatural forces that resided within the laundry room. Armed with candles, symbols, and a sense of trepidation, she entered the room one final time. The air was heavy with a sense of expectancy, as if the room itself held its breath. Samantha began the ritual, her voice steady as she invoked the spirits that lingered between worlds. Shadows danced around her and the temperature dropped dramatically. A ghostly presence materialized, its form flickering as if struggling to maintain its shape. The spirit's eyes bore into Samantha's, filled with a mixture of longing and despair. With a voice that seemed to resonate from beyond, it whispered a single word: release. Samantha understood that the spirit was trapped in a cycle of suffering, bound to the laundry room by an ancient curse. As Samantha spoke words of release, the room trembled, and a blinding light filled the space. The walls seemed to shift, as if opening a doorway to another realm. The spirit's form grew brighter, and its eyes held a spark of hope. The room pulsed with energy, and Samantha could feel the presence of otherworldly forces at play. With a final, resounding cry, the spirit's form dissipated into the light, leaving behind a profound stillness. The laundry room, once a place of darkness and mystery, now exuded an air of peace. Samantha's heart swelled with a mixture of relief and awe as she realized that she had broken the curse that had bound the spirit for generations. As dawn broke, Samantha emerged from the laundry room, her heart heavy with the weight of the experience. The abandoned building stood as a testament to the mysteries that lay beyond the veil of the ordinary world. Thanks to her efforts, the laundry room's secrets had been revealed, and the spirit's torment had finally come to an end. Evershade Apartments, once a place of darkness and fear, now radiated an otherworldly tranquility. The town's residents could feel the change in the air, a sense of release that had been absent for years. Samantha's tale of the enigmatic laundry room served as a reminder that even in the darkest of places, there was always a glimmer of hope and the possibility of redemption.